It's the Coyote. Coyote's a badass platform. It really is. The heads are f***ing crazy. They come with badass cams originally, so you don't have to change the cams unless you're going crazy. And even then, a lot of times, like some of the fastest trucks in the world, they got stock cam. One thing I see a lot of people like make excuses. I'm pretty sure this is relative. They'll make a lot of excuses because a lot of times Fords are gonna race older Chevys, right? So they're gonna be like, oh, it's a 20-year-old truck versus a brand new truck. I'm like, Chevy got brand new trucks too, bro. Why don't you go buy one and do something with it?
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't know why people aren't doing anything with the new Chevys. I mean, they're there. They're LTs just like the Camaros.
Yeah.
You know, no one does anything with them though.
What's up, guys? We're at Automotive Labs. You know, this is Go Hard Podcast.
This is your co-host, Ociel. We are here, compadres. If you guys are into this YouTube video, yeah, go comment, like, and who you guys want on the next podcast. Let's get it.
Welcome back to Go Hard Podcast. I'm your host, Noel.
I'm your co-host, Ociel Team Billet.
Hey, man, we got another banger on the podcast, man. Another heavy hitter. You know he's fucking with the Fords. You know he's coming out with the Fords heavy. Man, let's give it up for Automotive Labs.
Yes, sir. We outside, but we motherfucking inside.
Give it up for Sergio, man. Tell us a little about you, man.
Yeah, so what's up? My name's Sergio Rios. I'm the owner of Automotive Labs. Specialize in Coyote F150s. I don't really build trucks, I tune trucks. So it's a little different than some of the other guys that are on here.
Clean shop, man. Like, when we came in, it's like, spot. Is it always this clean?
I try to. I got a dumpster a couple weeks ago, man. I got like 3 years of junk. Filled the thing up.
Nice.
I was like, man, if I haven't used it these past 3 or 4 years, I'm not gonna use it ever. Let me just throw it away. And then I had some crackheads looking through it, taking bumpers and shit.
Hey, man, you know these Fords are coming out hard. They're coming out hard. They're going hard. That's why Automotive Labs is on the podcast. You've seen it on Lil OJ. You got Baby King Ranch. What else? Gator. I mean, you've seen these Fords coming out.
Freddy's
LSX truck.
King Cobra.
King Cobra. Man, you've seen it. Like, they're just going crazy. They're the new. It's the new wave. Honestly, like
the new move, man.
It's the new move. Like, I feel like if you don't got an F150 Coyote, like, I feel like you're behind.
Especially in that 4x4 class, man.
Especially in the 4x4 class.
Once the 2021s drop, I would say about 2/3 of the 2021 guys are Chevy guys.
Yeah.
They just went and bought a 2021 because of the 18 to 20s. But shit, we welcome them all. Keep buying them. Keep buying them.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The people still want to stick with them LSX or them LTs, but you can't really compete with that speed, man. Especially that 10 speed, dude.
They put in work.
Hey, tell us. Okay, so we're gonna talk about, you know, obviously his background. Then we're gonna get into the shop. Tell us a little about your background. You know, your roots, like how you get into the performance scene.
Okay. Shit. No one in my family is really into cars, bro. I'm like the only one. I got my uncles are cool. Like, they like cars. My dad, he likes cars, but no one's into cars.
You're like unicorn of the family.
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they kind of like, they saw me like playing with Hot Wheels and shit, and they kind of like, all right, he likes that shit. He'll go be changing oil one day. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, you know, started liking cars or whatever. But no one was into it, so I was never around racing. I was never around like badass shit like that. I play a lot of video games. I play a lot of Gran Turismo and shit like that. I draw a lot of cars back in the day too, because it's like, man, you know, other people, they have like their families building a badass shit. And like, man, that look good blue. And like, oh yeah, we'll paint it blue, mijo.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, so me, I'm like, man, shit, let me draw this car. That shit would look good blue. I'm gonna color it blue. So that's how I started getting into cars and a lot of like video games and stuff like that. And then I'm from San Antonio.
Okay.
And the car scene over there is nothing compared to Houston.
Oh, no.
So it's starting to catch on a little bit with the trucks. Like the trucks and the younger kids, they're like in trucks nowadays, like in high school.
Yeah.
But back when I was in high school, it was me and like 2 other dudes that gave a fuck about cars in any way, shape, or form. Everyone else was like, man, you're fucking stupid.
What was your car? What was your car in high school?
My first car I bought, it was a 2002 Audi A4. I got it for $2,000. And then I sold that and I got my Mustang. That was my second car.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what year is that one?
That was a 65.
Nice.
65. And that's how I like actually started learning about cars, because was a piece of shit. It was
Yeah.
50 years old, you know.
Yeah.
So every week I'd have to fix something, and that's kind of like where I really started learning how to figure shit out more than just mechanic work. you
Like
know?
the theory of it.
It kind of like literally like figuring out problems,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So so that car, front to back, left to right, whatever. I learned that car like the back of my hand, and I was pretty confident in it because I had to fix it every week to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like something was breaking all the time.
Because it was a Ford or because?
Nah, I LS swapped it and it started breaking every week. Nah, it's 50 years old, you know, so it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. I've been saying that like everyone that gets in the car should buy a shit box first, so you kind of get used to stuff not going your way.
Hell yeah.
So
My Canon's a shit box. My Canon.
Yeah, that's kind of where I learned all. You know, that's where I thought I was a badass because like, man, I'm over here changing my brakes. You know, I'm over here putting my own suspension. I ended up blowing the motor. I overheated it. I had to rebuild it. You know, and I ended up doing a 5-speed swap on it, and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, you know, I know everything there is to know about cars. I was 17. No, I didn't know shit. And
That's like every other 17-year-old.
Yeah, you're like,
I know everything with that.
yeah, well, I'll change my oil any day.
Yeah.
But no, and then I went to school. I was getting my engineering degree, but I bought a Volkswagen too. It was a '67 Volkswagen. So like classic cars are kind of bigger in San Antonio too, than the racing stuff. If the racing stuff was there, but it wasn't like I wasn't around them, type of thing. So I bought this Volkswagen because I was like, well, I know everything about this car. I don't know everything about that car. Completely different though.
Different animal.
Yeah. And I was having problems with it's called a transaxle. So it's like a transmission and an axle all in one. And it would keep like stripping like the splines and the hub and the rear wheel, right?
Okay.
And none of the mechanics around me knew what the fuck was going on. Like no one had any idea. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I ended up finding a Volkswagen mechanic. And he was like, oh, you got to torque it to 300 foot-pounds. You got to torque that CV axle to 300 foot-pounds
damn.
or else it'll do that. But that dude...
300 foot-pounds?
Yeah, 300 foot-pounds. So I ended up like with like 2 jack bars on a...
Damn.
Thing, like,
Hey, 300 foot-pounds a lot. Like
that's a lot, man. I mean, I put all my weight on it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you had to tie into that or else it'll fuck up.
Yeah.
But that guy ended up being pretty cool. He was like, he's a classic mechanic that's an asshole but cool at the same time. Like, a lot of mechanics, like they're assholes but they mean well.
Yeah.
So
Every other mechanic in Pasadena.
dude's name was Adrian, and he does Volkswagens, whatever.
Shouts Adrian.
Yep. And he kind of got me into wanting to go fast because my Volkswagen, it's called Squareback. It's like a Type 3 Squareback, so it's 67. Slow. Those cars came with like 40 horsepower, you know? So I was like,
lawnmowers.
yeah, no, straight up.
Almost a Miata.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, man, that shit low and slow. And he was
Right.
like, man, that shit no, it was low and fast, you know?
Yeah.
And he had two turbocharged Volkswagens. They were air cooled. He had a Beetle and he had a Doom buggy, and both of them ran 10s. And at the time, like I said, I wasn't into racing. I just knew like movies and shit, like Fast and Furious, like 10-second car. Like, bam, that's the number right there. Like these cars came with 40 horsepower, and now they're going 10s. And I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I kind of got a little interested in, you know, going fast. And he ended up buying a dyno. He ended up buying a dyno. And that's I think that's what really opened the door to tuning. So I was getting my engineering degree at the time, right? It was like my freshman year. And he told me, he's like, yeah, about this dyno. If somebody could figure out how to use HP tuners, we could tune all these Chevys and GMCs that are running around and make a lot of money. I was like, shit, I could do that. Because if you talk to any kid that's going to school for engineering, if they're doing like halfway good, and you tell them, hey, like they think they could go to Mars tomorrow if they got the funding.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
like any kid that's getting an engineering degree and they're doing like halfway good in their class, they're like, look, man, I'm gonna give you $1 million. You solve cancer. I'm like, I got it. You know, just because they're doing good at math.
Yeah.
But I was like, shit, linear algebra, differential equations. I got that. I can figure out how to tune a truck.
Yeah.
So I bought all the books I could. You know, I got the kind of fundamentals like of tuning, like, you know, what it actually means to make power with tuning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
What year was that? Sorry to cut you off, but
2014.
okay.
2014. And I ended up, it's funny, I ended up getting. I wasn't making a ton of money, bro. I was working at Pep Boys. I'm making like $9 an hour, right?
While you were tuning?
No, I didn't even start.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
No, I was just working on the weekends. But I was like, man, I need something to practice on. So I had my Mustang, and I was like, man, it'd be nice if I can, convert it to fuel injection and learn how to tune on it. But I didn't have money for that kind of stuff. Shit, bro, I barely had money. Like, I had gas money, and that's it, And I ended up getting rear-ended in the car.
Damn.
But it barely made a dent. But they ended up giving me like $5,000, and I was like, fix the bumper or convert it to fuel injections.
Yeah,
we can do fuel injection.
I need that insurance for real. $5,000 for a bumper.
Yeah, shit, I still haven't fixed it. You can't even tell. It's just like it's like man. And that's where I bought all the stuff to convert it to fuel injection.
Yeah.
So an intake manifold, the fuel system, and the ECU. Like the ECU it's called a mega squirt. So like it's literally the cheapest computer you can buy. It's $200.
Okay.
And it's so cheap that you have to build it. Like they send it to you unassembled, like to save money. Cause it's like for people that are trying to do something.
It's like a Kia parts. It's like buying a bed.
Yeah, bro. I had it came with like a circuit board, bunch of resistors, capacitors, and a little chip.
Oh, you're really building it.
Yeah, no, you had to like solder in all the
all
the little pieces in the chip and everything.
Yeah.
And then hope it works. But they made like a little simulator too, and you had to solder that shit. Hope you did a good job on that, and then you kind of like see if it works or not.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I did that, and I wired up the car, put the intake manifold on, the fuel system, and I started tuning on that. And that's kind of like where I got my feet wet with tuning. And that shit's way easier than like a stock ECU. Because you tell that shit 20 degrees.
Yeah.
13 to 1 AFR, 13 to 1 AFR. Like it just listens to you,
Would you recommend somebody to use that Mega Squirt?
Man, depends on what your goals are and what your budget is. No, I'm not trying to go break records with this car. I just wanted to, even now, like when I'm building it again, I'm just to have fun with it,
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends on what your budget is. If you're on a lower end budget, it's $200, bro.
Yeah.
And you get to run fuel injection. So especially if you have something like that, it's a small block Ford. It's just fuel and timing.
Yeah.
Real easy.
So the Mega Square, is it like universal? You can use it on any?
Yeah, they have the badass one too. It's
Any
called
small
MS3.
block? Okay, yeah.
So like that one looks like it's kind of equivalent to like a Holly Dominator as far as like what it can control. It can control like variable cam timing, transmissions, and all that stuff.
Okay.
The one I got was a Mega Squirt 1 and basic shit.
Yeah,
They use it on a
basic.
lot of Miatas and stuff like that.
Got you.
So it's kind of where I got my feet wet with tuning. The dude ended up selling the dyno, so nothing happened there. Right?
Oh.
But I was gonna keep going. So I got HP tuners, and I was just tuning my homie stuff. Like my friend Chris, he has a 2003, or he had a 2003 Chevy. It was a 6.0. I tuned that. I tuned my dad's Tahoe. He still don't know. Like, he still doesn't know until right now.
Why does it save gas meal?
He never go white on the throttle, so but like I tuned it, he never knew.
What do you like? You're setting like so he don't go past like a certain miles per hour or something?
No, he just never floors it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you like.
Oh, when you tune it good, it's gonna drive stock.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna cruise around like stock, especially a stock truck. It shouldn't feel any.
I guess when
different
you want to floor it, let's just say you're going up for freeway, you can definitely feel not as laggy and stuff like
You
that.
can feel the throttle response.
Yeah.
You can feel the extra power, but he never really got on it, so he never noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So you
he's
practice
gonna
on
see now.
So you practice on Chevy first. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I practice on Chevys first because they're easier.
Yeah.
But so my dad's Tahoe, and then a couple friends here and there, and I was like, I tuned like 3 trucks, and I was like, I'm the man, bro. Like, I know what I'm doing. Hit me up. But and that's this other truck. This like the 4th truck I tuned. There's a friend from the gym. It was a Chevy too, and I was like, I got this shit. We go out to the middle of nowhere, like way out of town on this long ass road in San Antonio, and flash the tune in there, and it bricks the computer.
Oh,
and I was like,
shit.
Fuck, like the truck wouldn't turn on.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I fucked up. What did I do?
Oh shit.
But he had a bunch of rock lights all over the truck and a bunch of like random shit, radio
Electrical
and stuff like that. So basically when they have like a little draw, they'll brick the computer.
Yeah.
But I was tripping, man. I was like, damn, I gotta buy this dude a computer now. It's just gonna cost so much. Like, I don't have money like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't no big deal. It was like $70 for a used computer, and whatever. I start going to. I'm still in school. Getting my engineering degree.
Pump the brakes. Any failures when you started?
No.
Oh.
No.
Any like trans failures, engine failures?
Nothing. The first transmission fucked up was this truck, but it had 75,000 miles. I was racing it for 75,000 miles.
Damn.
So like, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
But
nice.
Yeah.
You can keep going on your story. My bad.
Nah, you're good. Nah, I'm going to school. I end up getting a little better job, and I end up, getting this truck in 2018. It was July 2018. I got that truck, and I was making better money, but only enough to pay my truck, my apartment, my tuition, and food. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't out here, I didn't have money to buy all the crazy shit I wanted to do. So the first thing I bought for this truck was a drop. It was like $300, bro. It was a Crown drop. It's a company called Crown.
Oh, okay.
So like I don't think anybody even buys it anymore. But in 2018, it was like $300. It was some Chinese shocks, some Chinese springs, and a flip kit.
Yeah.
Looked good though.
Yeah, looked good. But did it drove good?
I don't remember it being bad, but I wasn't making any kind of power, The shocks I got for an hour, like $1,500 for two.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing I got. Second thing I got was exhaust. I financed that shit. That's $400. Let's finance it. College life though, that's what it. You're not a millionaire in the day,
Right.
And then I was like, man, I need to make this truck faster. Like I started seeing how fast they're going. In 2018, they weren't popping yet. Like they weren't like as hot yet because people didn't really know about them.
Yeah,
that's when 10-speed just came out.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Bass was he was working on kits.
Yeah,
like fabbing them at that time.
I didn't get
or a
my
little
Vaz-
before that.
I got my Vaz kit like kind of like mid 2020. But yeah, no. So 2018, no one's really like racing them that much. They're barely getting a little bit of exposure. Basically, only if you gotta be two things. You gotta have an F-150 and you gotta be into racing to know that they're kind of quick.
Yeah.
And that's like nobody that had F-150s at the time.
That's crazy.
Was racing F-150s.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I need to buy a tune or something. But I'm fucking poor. So I was looking at the tunes and I was like, they're $800, man.
From where?
I was just looking online. I looked up F-150 tune and all of them were around $800.
Like the program?
Like buying a tune for it. Because I was honestly kind of scared to tune it.
Yeah.
Because it's a Coyote and I was like, damn, it's got 4 cams. Shit. Yeah. What am I going to do? And
I'm used to only one with the Chevys.
yeah, I was like, shit, you don't even have to touch the cam. But I was like, I don't got no $800 though. I was like, and then I kind of slapped myself in the face. Like, bro, you can go to Mars tomorrow, bro. Like, they get an engineering degree.
Yeah, I know, right? Thinking like an engineer.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the mindset you got then. And then so I was like, I got HP tuners. It's $200 for the credits. I'm gonna start tuning it. So I start tuning it. It's doing good. And there's nobody racing San Antonio really. I beat like a Mustang here or like a 350Z or something there.
Yeah.
It's tune only. But I was having fun with it, doing donuts with my friends and doing stupid shit like that.
Some hood rat shit.
Yeah. I was still a kid,
Yeah.
I was like,
You low-key at Taquachi without even thinking about it, right?
nah, most people are a little bit like, who doesn't want to do donuts? You just got you can't do it out like you can't do it out at meat or nothing like that. You gotta be smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started tuning it. I graduated, I got my degree, and I got offered a job in Houston. And I was planning on coming to Houston anyway because I knew I was going to do something with the cars. And there wasn't nothing for cars in San Antonio. So I was like, man, I got to be where, car scene's at. Yeah. Houston had a lot more cars than San Antonio.
Cars and trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came to Houston. I got my engineering degree. I moved to Houston. I got my job. And, man, all through college, too, I was working 3 jobs. And then when I got my engineering degree, I was working 3 jobs too.
Damn, you're going hard for real.
It's like I like having a decent amount of money. Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
for sure.
I was here. I had my engineering position. I was a salesman in college, and I ended up being a salesman over here too at the same furniture store.
Yeah.
And then shit, I was doing Uber Eats too in this truck.
Damn.
I was doing Uber Eats after my 9 to 5.
Hey, you might have seen him Uber Eats in the Coyote pulling up.
Bro.
Might have.
Yeah, I was on 22s doing Uber Eats.
Damn.
But every little bit of money I command, I was like, man, this shit is not working.
Yeah.
I gotta do something else. kind of forgot about the tuning for like a little bit there because I was like, I'm gonna stick to my engineering job for like a good 4 or 5 years, and then once I'm stable, I'm gonna open up, whatever shop I'm gonna do.
What in engineering though?
Mechanical engineering.
Okay, mechanical.
I got a mechanical
Gotcha.
engineering degree. I took all the courses I could that had anything to do with cars, so internal combustion engines. There was this one course that was literally on tuning, but more like the fundamentals and the physics on tuning.
Yeah.
Then I took vehicle dynamics or whatever, anything that had to do with cars. I took that in school.
Nice.
But it didn't. I wouldn't say it taught me how to tune, but it made me a better tune, I would say. So yeah, I got my job here. And I was like, this shit's not working, bro. But the whole time I was here, I was going to like top 10 in my truck, tune only.
Baytown?
No, not in Baytown, just Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I was out racing, and like I said, the Fords weren't super hot at the time. So my truck was pretty much the only 10-speed that was out there. And then there was another dude named Luis. He's got a pretty fast NA Mustang right now. He had wrecked his truck before I got out racing mine, so people would tell me about his truck. But man, dude, my truck was tune only. I was gapping like full bolt-on head cam, 6.2s, like whatever, bro. Like whatever, pretty much every Chevy that pulled up on my truck at that time in like 2019, 2020, like I was getting them.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, we're doing pretty good out here.
Yeah. Gapping 6.2s and a little 5.0?
Yeah. No, and then
good.
a lot of people didn't believe it at the time too, because like Fords people weren't really racing Fords.
Yeah.
So when you tell them it's tune only and they got like badass heads, cam, like stall, full bolt, or whatever, the whole thing, and then you tell them it's tune only, they're like, you're lying.
Yeah.
Or they're
Where's the
like,
nitrous at?
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I remember I raced a few nitrous trucks, but it was doing good. And I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I wasn't happy in fucking working 3 jobs and not making the money I wanted to make. I was thinking like, what can I do? What am I good at? I'm like, bro, fucking you're good at tuning. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty good at tuning. I had a couple friends that had F150s. I told them like, hey guys, I'll start tuning y'all stuff too. And they're like, yeah, sure. So I tuned the first guy's truck. His name's Jose.
Shout out, Jose.
Yeah. He's a little 6-speed steel body. And his truck was doing badass. Like he was, beating trucks he shouldn't beat.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the thing. Like my trucks were beating stuff that they shouldn't beat.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like 8-second, 7-second trucks at the time, It's just reality. Most of them were tune only bolt-on stuff.
Yeah.
So they were beating a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't beat. And that was just kind of like getting a little bit of attention on my company. So I started spreading, because
What year was this?
this was still 2019.
Okay.
Still 2019.
Okay. So like a year after you bought it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A year and a half after I bought it. So I kept on spreading, and I ended up tuning, like, most of the F-150s I knew were tuned by me
Got you.
in town. And then I started doing remote customers too. And it just started growing and growing and growing and growing until, we are now. And I got customers all over the world.
Yeah.
Did it affect you on COVID? Because you were saying you
helped,
started.
bro. Everyone was getting them checks. You think they're out there paying food, or you think they're buying tunes, bro?
Yeah.
They're buying tunes.
Like a headers
my
and
dad
everything
that-
for their Fords.
My dad would tell me, he was like, no, you need to get something that's gonna, like, people are gonna need, something that people are always gonna need. I'm like, bro, you don't understand the mentality of guys like us. We're gonna spend our last dollar on this truck.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go fucking beg for food. That's just.
They need this, but the food, they want the food.
They have their food, but we're gonna go pull up to my grandma's
It's like
real quick.
opposite, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, you seen the memes right there where they have their chones all fucking ripped up, and they say, but the truck looking good.
I heard over here in the corner of the gas station got a 2-for-1 deal on them tacos. You know what I'm saying? And Jack in the Box deals be going crazy.
Yeah, be eating Jack in the Box, and maybe you have some billets in the twin turbo truck.
Right.
Eating Jack in the Box.
So you like the clean look? You like the billets and stuff like that?
On certain trucks, I like a real simple looking truck, like a real clean, like good looking truck.
Yeah.
What do you consider
That's
them?
subjective, but like,
Yeah.
I like kind of simple, clean looking build. You know what I'm saying? I don't like. They sell a ton of exterior parts for these cars, and they look good on some trucks. Just not my style.
Yeah.
I like it looking clean.
I like for this one, like this box body, Fox body.
Yeah.
Looks clean. The interior is just immaculate, man. That's what I like. Like all the when it comes to 90 models and stuff like that, it's crazy. But for clean trucks, I mean, when you say billets, like, what's the? Are we talking about like, you know, size 12s, baby lips, just
Bro,
22s?
I don't know nothing about billets, bro. I just I'm like, hey, that truck looks good on those billets.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
I want
if I like
those.
it, I like
How
it.
much? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of people get caught up on what other people gonna like.
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
what they're gonna like.
Yeah.
You know, let me.
Saying you want booty in the back or you don't want booty in the back, pretty much. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
So let me ask you this: Were you known? Did you have an All Motor Labs name back then too, like in 2019,
Yeah. Well.
or they just call you Sergio?
No. I when I came out with it, I came out with All Motor Labs.
Okay.
I wasn't like just I was like, nah. You need a name. You need a name. If you're trying to do something, you need something, bro.
Yeah.
Like I mean. Yeah. You need something for people, especially a name like Sergio Hugo Rios. You need a name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but whatever.
Yeah. So let me ask. So you started tuning the Fords 2019. What did you notice about the Fords different than the Chevy when you first got into it?
So newer Chevys are a little bit more similar to the Fords than the older Chevys. The older Chevys are pretty simple.
Yeah.
The newer Fords, they're all like torque based. So basically everything they're doing is based on a torque calculation. So that's kind of like new Chevys are like the same way.
Yeah.
But they respond a lot better than a lot of Chevys do to tuning. I would tune a couple Chevys back in the day, just to get money in the door. And I tune it, it's running good, and the customer be like, "Fuck," and I just be sitting there like, "Shit, if you're happy, I'm happy, bro."
Yeah.
The only
like
thing that
on
matters is if you got a better start, bro. That's it.
On the Fords, they like example like the Gen 3 Fords, they're 12-to-1 compression ratio. So if you tune, they come from factory from Ford. Ford's main goal with a Ford F-150 is reliability, drivability, and towing, and EPA, emissions.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about it being fast,
Yeah.
right?
Ford tough.
Yeah, they just want it to be a good truck for most guys that just want to go pick up their family and tow a camper every now and then, right?
Yeah.
So, but they have a Mustang motor in them, So they're 12.5-to-1 compression ratio. They have badass cams, badass heads. So when you tune them to actually be fast, it's a huge difference compared to like a Chevy.
Yeah.
Especially on the E85 because they respond really good octane.
Yeah.
A high compression motor.
Yeah. High compression. Yeah. Yeah. It's already 12-to-1. So why when they boost them, is it easier to boost them or do you have to change the pistons to lower the compression?
No. That's like an old school mindset.
Oh.
Change the piston. Like the old school mindset for having lower compression and boost is so you can run on pump gas.
Got you.
You get me?
Yeah.
So we're gonna lower the compression and then we'll just raise the boost so you can run it on pump gas. But with these trucks, they're aluminum blocks or aluminum heads. They have badass knock sensors. They have direct injection. So you can boost them with really high compression, especially on the 85, and they're gonna be perfect. They'll make the same amount of power, if not more power. So that the lower compression, that's like an old school mindset.
Yeah.
So guys can run on pump gas,
Well.
like 93 or 8, whatever. 93.
Yeah.
I feel like now, I'm guessing like a lot of companies are paying attention to what people want now, especially from Houston. Everybody wants 2 doors, V8 motors, and make them fast. Like right now with the Shelby brand and even Cadillacs with GM, LT are kind of slacking on them themselves, I think. But you know what I mean. But what makes you like? Do you agree with that? With that, like the whole everybody making big brands, stuff like that.
So you're saying like these trucks are influencing the big companies? Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, but now they're doing they still want to be like the Lightning, the blue ball situation that happened.
No, I've seen what's that band that came out with that song with Bessel Boomer? What's that band? The one that's like they play every 10 seconds. But they came out with an ad for Ford. I'm like, that's for Tacuaches. They know who's buying these trucks. Bro.
Yeah.
They know who's buying these trucks. It's true. Like I mean,
Yeah.
that Ford knows what's up. They know. There's no way they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So, what makes? I mean, you're a Ford guy, Ford shop, right? What makes Ford to you better than the Chevy? LS or LT?
So
Is it the heads? Is it the 10-speed?
it's the Coyote. Chevys have 10 speeds too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Coyote. Coyote's a badass platform. It really is. The heads are fucking crazy. They come with badass cams originally, so you don't have to change the cams unless you're going crazy. And even then, a lot of times, like some of the fastest trucks in the world, they got stock cam. One thing I see a lot of people like make excuses. I'm pretty sure this is relative. They'll make a lot of excuses because a lot of times Fords are going to race older Chevys, right? So they're going to be like, oh, it's a 20-year-old truck versus a brand new truck. I'm like, well, shit, Chevy got brand new trucks too, bro. Why don't you go buy one and do something with it?
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't know why people aren't doing anything with the new Chevys. I mean, they're there. They're LTs just like the Camaros.
Yeah.
You know, no one does anything with them though.
The thing
They
is,
said they're harder to work on.
yeah.
I don't
Like the pump and you know how they have the pump in the
know.
behind the motor. Oh,
Well, not even that. Like, well, the LSX took like 10 years to make it all, everything modified and everything. So, well, how many years is the LT company right now? Just the LT
well,
motor?
the new LT is 2014 and up.
Yeah, so what I'm saying.
Camaros are
So,
fast as hell.
Yeah.
The Camaros and the Corvettes are fast as hell.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no.
So the heads on these.
Yeah, most of these guys, like King Cobra, he's got stock heads.
Yeah.
He got stock Coyote heads from Ford, bro.
Yeah.
They're not gonna ever see. Chevys can be fast as fuck, but you're not doing it with stock heads for the most part.
Yeah, you
You're
can't.
not doing
Yep.
it. You're definitely not doing it with a stock cam.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's cool about Coyotes. 100% stock motor. Like my truck, I never opened the motor, and I went 1040s on motor.
Damn.
So stock cam,
Nice.
stock head, stock displacement, stock everything. I went 1040s on motor. You hear me? You're not. I mean, it's not gonna happen with a Chevy. You know,
Yeah.
especially with like a 5.3 or something like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna need at least a 6.2. You're gonna need the badass heads. You're gonna need the badass cam. You're gonna need everything.
Yeah. Damn.
that's true.
So let me ask you this: what should an F-150 with a Whipple make?
It depends, bro. Anywhere from 570 to 1,1200.
Okay.
So, like just a factory Whipple tune, they'll make like 570 typically is what they'll dyno at, and then you do a fuel system, pulleys, or a 10 rib, and I think the most I made this dude named Sylvester, stock motor 3.8 blower. He made like 1,200. Stock motor.
Damn.
The OPGs, oil pump gears,
Yeah.
but that ain't shit. It's still stock motor, still
Yeah.
stock bottom end, stock heads, and the whole thing
Damn.
with a Whipple.
Crazy. What about like a twin turbo like you have on this one?
So they'll make a little bit more than the Whipples. Because the Whipples, it takes another like 200 horsepower to spin that blower.
Yeah.
So the same boost, it's going to make another 200 horsepower more. Around there.
Let me ask. So what do you prefer,
Me?
Whip or twin turbo?
It depends on your goals with it.
Yeah.
So like if you have like a daily driver and trying to make like 850, 800 horsepower, I think the Whipple's badass. Because you just literally get in it and drive it. You never think about it ever again.
Yeah.
And the turbos, if you buy a badass turbo kit,
What's badass turbo?
like Bassies,
Okay.
like his turbo kit, but it's you're gonna spend some bread on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 12 grand for the turbo kit, and then you gotta pay someone to install it.
Yeah.
That you probably never need to touch it once it's on there. On 3 kit, 6 grand with turbos. You know, and you might be fucking with it more often. It's still fun though.
Yeah, yeah.
They're getting better, bro. They're fast as
They
hell, too.
started. Yeah.
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 But the Whipples, they work so well. Like especially on a daily drive, they drive badass. When you drive like a Whipple Coyote, it feels like you have like a 454, bro, like a big ass engine when you're cruising around.
Yeah.
Versus with the Coyote, it feels like NA because Coyotes don't make a ton of torque, especially NA. But when you put that blower on, it just feels like you got a big ass engine. Just
Yeah.
you don't have to give it that much gas to move to pass somebody. It's a
Yeah.
real nice experience.
It's crazy compared to a Chevy motor, 454.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about. I never said anything about going fast. I just said passing people.
Feeling heavy, feeling the motor
Nah,
accelerator.
Chevys are cool, man.
Yeah.
Shit. I ain't got no problem with Chevys.
What is like experience in tuning? What have you learned from the Ford like throughout 4 years? It's been 4 years already.
4 years since I started.
Yeah,
business
4 years
about.
since it started. Like, what have you learned? And also, what is something that maybe not irks you, but like that you don't like about the Fords? Is there anything you don't like about the Fords? Because we hear the positive side of it, you know. Nothing.
Man, I can't think of anything I don't like about them. I mean, the 10 speeds can be a little clunky too. You know, cruising around. They can,
Okay.
Then that's about it. You know,
What about suspension?
suspension's a badass.
Okay.
Yeah, suspension works great. No, I mean, I don't know.
What about stocks? Is stock suspension good on the F-150s? I mean, because I know you have what shocks are you running?
I have mincers in the back.
Mincers, okay.
Yeah.
So you got top of the line shocks.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously those are gonna be badass, right?
Yeah, yeah, but-
What about factory suspension F-150s?
4-wheel drive obviously go a lot quicker than 2-wheel drive with factory suspension. Yeah, I have one customer with the 21 2-wheel drive. It's all motor. He went 11.7. I think he cut like a low 1.8, maybe a 1.7 60 foot with a factory suspension.
Yeah.
You need traction bars though. Any leaf spring vehicle, you need traction bars because if not, you're gonna blow up the drive shaft or something stupid.
Yeah, it's gonna twist on you. Yeah.
But yeah, factory shocks and everything cut like a 1.7 60 foot. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that's crazy how Ford just got it like that. Honestly.
Yeah.
They're good trucks. They're good trucks. I love these trucks, bro. Honestly.
And tuning these Fords, what's the highest horsepower F-150 you tune?
Probably that dude Sylvester's truck, about 1,200 horsepower.
Okay.
About 1,200 horsepower. So, shit. I'm one of those guys that think that like you gotta remember where you are to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in the game like professionally for 4 years. I've been tuning for like 10 years, but I've been in the game professionally for 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, and like my strongest competitor, he's been tuning since I was drawing cars, bro. You know, so like
Yeah.
you gotta remember where you are to get where you're going.
Yeah.
So that 1,200 horsepower truck, I'm pretty proud of it. This truck right here is probably gonna make around the same.
Okay.
Hey, man, but you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Guys, this is not a 4-wheel drive F-150. It got slicks in the front, but it's a 2-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, I'm building it to go canyon racing.
Yeah.
Nah, I just got a good deal. I got a good deal on all 4 of them.
Yeah.
My buddy sold them to me, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some street tires in front when I get it.
If you thought he was gonna run in the 4-wheel drive class, he got you.
I'll do it.
He got you, guys.
I'll do it, but somebody should, hook me up with 200 grand first,
Oh, man.
200 grand, dang.
Yeah.
Why so much?
Trucks are expensive, bro.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not no. Oh, you know what? I work a 9 to 5. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and go join the 4x4 class.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
true.
gonna happen, bro. You can some bread.
Yeah.
Them badass trucks, man. They're like, it's pretty crazy, like how far they come in the past year.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dude, they're like
yes.
half. They're fast as shit. They're like way faster than they were a year ago.
Yep.
It's insane. But yeah, they're really pushing the limits on this.
What do you think about, like, I know you see Midnight, Houston Street Monsters, they're doing a lot of like R&D testing.
Mm-hmm.
They're building them like, I don't know anybody else who builds them like them, like doing the testing on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they're out there really
Oh.
grinding, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's the thing about Manuel. That he's super creative, and he's really good at picking the best people for the build. You get me?
Yeah.
The best chassis guy. He finds the best chassis guy. He finds the best welder. Finds the best, top of the line everything.
He ain't messing
And then-
around.
And yeah, no, he don't fuck around. And it's that's where those trucks come from. Like literally picking the best everything.
Yeah.
But doing the work to find it and then putting it all together and making that truck work. And then also a lot of creativity, because a lot of people get stuck in one mindset. You know, they get stuck in the mindset and they can't leave that. No, he tries this, he tries that, he tries that, and then that's how those trucks end up where they're at.
So what are your thoughts on like their trucks, you know?
They're
Like
fucking badass.
He's like, shit, must be nice.
badass, bro. Shit, do a giveaway on those, but let me be the winner.
Shit, you're right about that.
what,
Well, I was gonna say, do you actually want to look at what they tune, or like you want to see like how they work or stuff like that?
Was that?
who tunes their trucks?
Right now they're all
Lund?
Fuel Tech.
Oh,
But
Fuel
a lot
Tech.
of them are Lund, yeah. Like their stock ECU stuff is Lund. Yeah. And then their Fuel Tech stuff, I think is this dude Merkel or something.
Is that the only company that makes like aftermarket ECU right now? Is Fuel Tech?
Nah,
For-
Fuel Tech, Motec, ECU Tech.
No, for the Fords.
For the Fords, nah.
Oh,
No,
Motec does too?
Yeah, Motec's got a lot of Ford stuff. They went Fuel Tech, I think, because Boyd uses Fuel Tech.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff, so,
Yeah.
but they use a lot of guys like I think that dude Brett LaSala uses Motec. So like there's a lot of Motec out there.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was like for example, like they weren't running aftermarket ECUs because they were producing them, you know?
No.
Because I know they just went to Futech, like
Yeah.
the F-150, their F-150s.
No, they've been on Coyotes. They've been using aftermarket ECUs for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just the factory ECU doesn't have the initial headache of wiring it up and getting it to work and troubleshooting and this and that. It's a little harder to tune a factory ECU. It's a lot harder to tune a factory ECU than it is aftermarket ECU.
Yeah.
But once you get the aftermarket ECU in there, it's do this, it does that. You gotta tell it what to do.
Yeah.
But it's gonna do that.
Yeah,
You get me? Versus
Specifically what to do.
Yeah. Well, versus like a factory ECU, you gotta be like, you gotta know how to talk to it.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to talk nice to it. Like, oh man, please do this. You gotta figure out the way it likes to be talked to.
Yeah.
To manipulate it to get it to do what you want it to do. Versus an aftermarket ECU, which is like 20 degrees, 13 AFR, 13 AFR.
Yeah.
7,500.
Yeah. So, what is the limit you can push a factory ECU? Is there a limit?
I don't think there is. I think the only reason they switch is convenience. Yeah. They gone fast as hell on the factory ECUs. Most people watching this are never gonna get close to what they've gone as fast on the factory ECUs.
Yeah.
It's just they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Think of it faster you can think of. They're faster than that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, buddy.
Guys, if you want your truck tuned, you're in Houston, or you do remotely too, right?
Do remote tune.
Remote tune F-150s. Make sure you hit up Sergio from Automotive Labs. He'll get you right. What do you charge to tune factory?
Depends. I say 100% stock truck, and it's 21 because most people got 21s and newer right now.
2100?
2021.
Oh,
2021.
damn.
Yeah. Nah.
Better got gold in there.
God dang.
Yeah, you buy the device and the tune. It's like $8.99 for a stock
Okay.
truck. That's the device and the tune.
Got you. And what about like their Whipple or they got more modifications?
Forced induction, I would charge you $11.99.
Okay.
So, and then that's whatever else you got. So that's like the most I charge.
Yeah.
Unless you want a dyno session, then there's that.
Okay, so that's street tune.
Yeah, that's street tune or remote tune.
Okay.
And then if you want a dyno session, it's charge you a little more for that because.
How does the remote tune work? Like, let's say they want a tune, right? And you send them a tune, they plug it up.
Yeah, so they'll send me their stock file. I make my modifications. I send them their custom file. They're gonna go. I'm gonna tell them I need you to do this data log. They're gonna do that data. If it's like a boosted truck, first it's gonna be like idling and cruising. Make sure everything looking good, and then if everything looks good, all right, now go wide open throttle from here to here. All right, looks good. Now go wide open throttle from here to here, and then I send them another data log until we get to the point where it's as fast as it's probably gonna go or where I feel comfortable for that specific truck.
How many hours does that take sometimes when you're doing remote tuning?
It depends on the customer.
Oh.
Depends on the customer. Some people take a week to get back. Some people.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's really. I mean, you got to think a lot of these guys working.
Yeah.
So they don't know what roads to go do a pool on. So some guys, like shop owners or something like that, they'll get it done in an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
It'll be all done. In person, it normally takes me like an hour, 2 hours. If it's real exotic, something that I've never done before, take longer.
Damn.
You gotta take your time, man.
What do you prefer, dyno tune or street tune?
It depends. Higher horsepower stuff, more exotic stuff, or more exotic setups. I like the dyno session because it's quicker. It's more convenient. Like, let's say you bring me some setup I've never tuned before my entire life. I'm going to want to try a couple different things on it. So we'll put on a dyno and there'll be small adjustments here and there. But let's say you bring the same setup I've seen literally 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 times. We're good on the street for the most part.
Yeah.
There's not really too many. These trucks are so they're so low tolerance and they're so consistent. That bass tune and then a few small adjustments to make sure everything else is kosher and it's done.
Damn.
What's exotic for you?
Exotic?
Yeah.
Let's say you got cams and then let's say you got like these trucks. They just came out with cams, so I dynoed a truck with cams on it because they barely came out with them, and that means that.
Who is that manufacturer?
L&M.
Okay.
L&M. And I dialed that truck in on with the cams, and if I were to do it on the street, it'd take me like 5, 6, 7 hours.
Damn.
Just because so like this truck, I dialed in cams for all the manifolds on this truck on the street. and then that's like what I use for all the other truck. That's where I use my base files for the other trucks. And when I was doing that, I didn't have access to the dyno at the time, so I used a draggy. And from this RPM to this RPM, it was cut, dude. It was a whole setup.
Yeah.
And
so you use draggy for that.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but now we got access to the dyno, so it take me like an hour to down in some cams.
Yeah.
A lot quicker. So higher horsepower stuff, especially two-wheel drive, real high horsepower, I'd rather do it on the dyno. Just because if you're making 1,000 horsepower as a two-wheel drive pickup truck, it's not gonna be fun dynoing it on the street.
Yeah.
Tuning it on the street.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. But you got a bolt-on truck, Boss manifold headers. I probably tune 2,000 of those trucks. Like we're gonna go out there and do some pulls, make sure everything's right, make some small adjustments. Because there's some small differences between trucks, but they're all pretty close, and you'll be good to go. And if you really want to see what your truck's making, then we'll do a dyno session.
Pretty much what the customer wants.
Yeah. So whatever the customer wants, you're gonna.
Yeah, we offer it. So if you really want a dyno session, I charge more for it. But if you feel like it's worth it, then we'll do it.
Yeah.
Or I'll recommend it to you if I feel like your truck needs a dyno session. But man, I was seeing that little beef talking about the dyno versus street tune down in one of your comments, and I was telling you that earlier that like the fastest cars that you could think of, like OJ, all those dudes, the GTRs over there, like all the crazy shit. They don't do power pulls on the dyno to get every ounce of power they can out of it. Maybe if someone's going for a dyno record, they'll do something like that, but they just make sure the setup's working right, make 1,000 horsepower or something like that. That's not as much as they're making. They're making more.
Oh, yeah.
They just make their quick pull, and then they save it for the street. Because if you're there just beating the shit out of the truck or the car on the dyno just to make horsepower, it's dumb.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
When they go out to the street, if it's a street car, they'll go out on the street and they'll start tuning it there. They'll like dial in the rest of it there. If it's more on the track, they'll go to the track and they'll dial in it there.
Yeah, you see them post videos like them taking off on the street, but when I see them doing that, I'm like, oh, they're testing, they're
testing.
dialing their
They're
shit.
They're not just
going. They're not fucking around and just like, oh, I'm gonna go post a video for Instagram. Like, these dudes are actually testing.
They dogging it.
Yeah. It's a lot of money, man. They're not gonna spend that much on a car or truck.
Without not testing.
Just to waste it on a street pass. You're dialing it in, getting you ready to race.
Yeah. Why is the Ford head like so massive?
Two cams.
Two cams on each one, right?
Cams, yeah, two cams on each one. So you need space for both of those cams. Yeah. And then, that's pretty much it. That's the reason it's so big. Because if you look like a Ford 7.3 head, it's the same size as like a LS head. Yeah.
Would you ever buy like a 2003 to like 06 F-150?
I was thinking, I had one. It was a 6-cylinder though. That was my daily. And shit, I love that truck. It had like 290,000 miles. It was slow as hell. I didn't love it because of that. It was just cruising it. It's a 4-speed, so you're not feeling 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 7, 6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you never feel the truck again. You're just cruising.
Feel like a Chevy then.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't fast by any means. I wouldn't buy one to go fast.
Yeah, hell no. That's what.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy one to go fast.
Yeah. So the Trident, you don't fuck with the Trident.
I don't tune them. I don't mess with them. Unfortunately, a lot of those guys get their feelings hurt when we don't tune them.
It's like, it ain't my cup of tea. I mean,
it's not that. It's just that when I first started, people were trying to get me to tune 4.6s and 5.4s, and I was like, no, I'm not. And it's not because like I don't want to, but
it's just you don't want to.
It's an image thing, man. It's an image thing. I'm gonna go tune that truck. It's gonna make a whole 5 horsepower more because they just don't respond to tuning the way Coyotes do. Yeah. And they're gonna put my sticker on the back, and they're gonna be like, "Man, I'm gonna go get some Chevys, all motor labs for the win," and they're gonna get gapped.
But I don't want to see it in the corner, leaking oil or something.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that's why I never got into it. Also, they're not making any more of those trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I didn't need to and didn't do it. Whenever somebody asked me like, "Hey, what's the best thing I could do to my 5.4 to make it fast?"
Sell it.
Shit, 5.0 swap it, bro. And they get their feelings hurt. Like,
and then I can help you.
Nah, it's true.
Yeah. It's true, man.
You'll do the cams, you'll do the manifold, you'll do the headers, you'll do the pro charge, and you'll make 450.
Yeah.
And then it'll blow up the next day. Like,
Dude, I know that's what I'm trying to say is like
they're
Fords didn't get good till I'm sorry, not Fords, but the F-150s, they didn't get eye-catching, appealing, if that even fast, till when, you know,
The Coyotes.
the Coyotes came out. Simple as that, you
it's
know?
true. They're good. The thing is growing pains for Ford. I
Yeah.
would say like they're good. They're good ass trucks, man. You'll see those things with 300,000 miles any
Yeah.
day of the week. You know, you find someone still driving it to work for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, and they're good trucks for that. But as far as going fast, like they just weren't there. You know, you got Lightnings and stuff, and there are some fast Lightnings, but it takes a lot more. You got to build the motor. You got to do everything.
Yeah.
And then they make 700 horsepower and they run 10s. You know, maybe 11s. You know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of well, shit. This should do that all motor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just growing pains for Ford, and eventually they get to that 5.0 to the Coyote,
Yeah.
because it's growing pains, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for Ford.
Yeah. But you are right though. They're like, if you got a 4.6, 5.4, sell it.
Don't sell it.
Get
If you like the truck, I'm not telling you to sell it. I
Don't
like
sell
how they
it, but
look.
I'm not gonna work on it. There you go.
I like how they look. I think they're good looking trucks.
Really?
I think they're good looking
Oh,
trucks. I like them.
I can't.
I like the way that I like them though. I see some trucks out there and I'm like, I don't like.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I like my style.
Yeah. I like simple and clean too,
Simple
but I
and
just
clean.
don't like the
The
bodies.
body style. Yeah.
F1, these, they just kill it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, they're nice. They're like
I would buy one of these. I would not drive one of those.
yeah. Nah,
Like-
like if you like that body, if you are in love with that body style, and that's your truck, your dad gave it to you, and you want to
Yeah.
save your money, and you love that body style, you're gonna keep that truck till you die. Save your money and Coyote swap it.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not trying to talk down on your 4.6.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's not a personal attack
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
They take it personally,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and it's like they're like, you know, I'm gonna show them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show them, and I'm gonna make the 4.6 fast. It's like,
Do it.
nah, bro. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm care about you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like, just save your money and Coyote swap it if you're in love with that body style,
And then
and you're
when-
gonna love it.
And then when you tune it, when you want to tune it, bring it to him.
Right here.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But unless then, don't.
Come bring it here.
What's next? Like what do you think is next for like F-150s? You know, they're already turboing them. They already got the Whipple. Obviously, they got all motor. You know, is there like something you haven't seen that you would like to see done to the F-150s?
Man, when I got the record for the all motor trucks in this truck. Right?
Okay.
All motor F-150
In what, Texas or US
in
or
the world.
In the world.
Yeah, 1040.
Okay.
I went 1040 all motor. So that's like the fastest all motor Coyote truck. I'm gonna break it again with a 4-door that I got. It's one of my friends, Adrian's truck. We're gonna break it again. It's a 4-door. And but what I was doing whenever I got that record, I was like, all right, time to kind of push it further. I was gonna build a stroker, a Coyote stroker. It was gonna be like a 406 is what it came out to. And I was gonna do like 15-to-1 compression and shit like that. I bought the block. It was a billet block with a tall deck.
Damn.
It was like $15,000 for the block. But I got it with the tall deck so I could build that stroker. Because I'm like, shit, man, let's push it forward. I did the numbers on, damn, bro, I'll run like 820s if I do this right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Legitimately. And I was like, man, dude, I'm not in that tax bracket yet, bro. I was about to buy the crankshaft next. It was like $5,000 for the crankshaft. And then at the end of the day, that motor was gonna cost me like $50,000. And I was like, I'm not in that tax bracket yet, man. Let me. I ended up selling a block and I bought the turbo kit and I went turbos with it.
Damn.
But something like that, I want to do it. Hopefully one day I get to do something like that, or somebody does like a stroker, a legit stroker. They have that 5.5 kit that's pretty cool. It's supposed to make like 700 horsepower. It's a all motor, but like that stroker that I was planning on making, like 1,100-1,200,
Damn.
like all motor.
All motor.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy, yo.
So, yeah, that's what I was planning on making.
And what sugar cube was that?
It's not a kit. There's not a kit.
Oh,
It was
to
gonna be-
build. You have to
was
build
gonna
it.
be like
Oh,
all
to build
custom.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I had to buy the billet block and I was gonna get custom everything. You know, it was gonna cost me like $50,000 at the end of the day.
But it would have been all motor, right?
Yeah, it would have been all motor. And it would have been real cool, but different game, different tax bracket. Not
Yeah.
there yet. You know, gotta be realistic with my money. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
$50,000, bro. You literally could buy another truck, man.
Yeah.
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 So, can you turbo that truck after you do it?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Oh, so twin turbo on that motor.
Yeah. That was the
Fuck.
plan. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So I was gonna like, all right, I'm gonna go crazy with this. No one's gonna touch my all motor record ever. You know, like no one's gonna be that stupid too. Like, but yeah, kind of like no one's ever gonna. Dude, I've had that record for like 2 years now too.
Damn.
No one's touched it. But
all motors.
It's gonna break after we upload this video.
like, I'll show you. There's all the guys that were like, on my ass. They all went boosted. So like after it was funny. I got that number, and then like a month later, all those guys went boosted.
Oh,
it's like, all right, I'll let you have that. I'm not gonna ever touch that.
Yeah,
but it's possible. It's funny. Like I'll see guys that they have that as their goal. They want to get like an all motor record, and they'll go somewhere else. I'm like, bro, I'll help you get that all motor record. I want to beat my record as long as I'm tuning. I don't give a shit whose truck it is.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's turbo now.
Yeah. I don't care. I want it under I want an all motor labs truck.
Yeah. So this is a shop truck, right?
Yeah.
This is a shop truck. Okay, cool. What are your plans for this one?
Right now, so that motor's got 95,000 miles now, and it's been good. But she's smoking a little now.
Oh,
she's smoking a little, and it's been twin turbo for like a year and a half or so. But I knew it was like I wasn't gonna go racing it because I knew it was about to blow up. And I seen all the other guys that they were racing on motor, and then they went boosted and they blew it up like a month later. I'm like, nah, I don't want my truck sitting for a year.
why is that though?
Why they blow up? They weren't my customers, but they were like the guys that were kind of like in my bracket, I guess.
But I'm saying like when they were racing their all motor F150s and they went turbo, why did they like? Is there something you noticed?
Here's what is a fact. You ever see online people will say like, you're wasting your time on motor, just boost it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, you spend all the money on motor, you're probably halfway to getting a Whipple or something. But you can race the shit out of all motor truck. You can go out every day with all motor truck and it's gonna last I got 95,000 miles on that truck.
Yeah.
Racing, So you could race the shit out of all motor truck and never even think about it. Half the horsepower, and then like 500 to 1,000 pounds less. Yeah. Less shit's gonna break. Everyone that's like, just go boost it. Like, man, I could go boost it. It's gonna blow up in a month if you race it the same way like an NA truck. You got to take more care of a boosted truck. You can't just be out there testing 24/7 unless you got money to drop on it, buy a new transmission, buy a new motor every so often. So that's kind of what it is. So I feel like these NA guys, they went and boosted their shit, and they're treating it like an NA truck. When you can't treat a boosted truck like an NA truck, you gotta take care of it.
Yeah.
So that's what that was.
And are you trying to like hit a certain number with the truck?
On this truck here, yeah. So it's gonna be a street truck, 100% street truck. I want to hit like an 870, 890 with it on these 20s that I got for it, and like looking good, looking nice, not looking like a race truck. Yeah. Just because if I have it looking like a race truck, everyone's gonna go tell me to race crawfish.
No shit.
Like, man, let me race you.
Yeah,
if it's looking like a race truck, like I don't know if you noticed that online. Anytime somebody posts like the truck that's kind of quick, like, go race crawfish. I'm like, man, we have another truck. It's called Frankenstein. It's a 4-wheel drive truck, and that one was pretty fast. And every time we post it, like on TikTok, someone will say, go race crawfish, go race crawfish. Yeah. So I told my boys, like, hey, post it and say, no one in the comments is faster than Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, he's right.
And what about, we'll talk about Frankenstein right now, but and this one, are you going like stock trans? I mean, not stock trans, but midnight trans, right?
It's got a midnight trans, stock motor, midnight trans, full suspension, fuel system, on 3 kit. And like I said, I just want to run an 870, 890, 2-wheel drive on 20s.
Okay.
I'm not going for, it's going to be a micro record, but that's not, I just want to run an 8 with a good looking truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about after that? Anything going to go crazy on it?
Nah, I don't think so. Not on this truck.
Yeah.
Not on this truck. I get another truck like Frankenstein. Maybe we'll go. That truck started as a junkyard truck, so we'll go crazy on that one. This truck I've kind of like. I like driving it. I like, cruising. I like taking it on Saturdays, Sundays, whatever.
Yeah. Talk about Frankenstein. What's all done to it?
That one's a VMP Odin truck, so it's got a blower on it. That truck with stock motor, we went 570s with that truck with stock motor with a blower.
Damn.
And that's like kind of the fastest I know of that. The motor blew up. But it's cool. Yeah. There's a stock motor. It's making a shitload of power. We're pretty proud of that one. And then we're going to put another stock motor in it. because it kind of gives us like a. When you have a stock motor in it, it kind of it's a nice excuse to not race a guy with like that has an unlimited amount of money to throw at a truck. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, nah, I'm only gonna race other stock motor trucks.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can have a little more skill than the money in it.
Yeah.
You have a badass $30,000 built motor, shit, boost. You know?
Yep.
Versus you got to kind of take care of the stock motor. You got to kind of you got to finesse it.
Yeah.
To make it go as fast as you want it to.
Yeah.
So that truck's pretty good. That's probably gonna be the truck that we race more than anything. This truck, I might do like a 6.0, 650 class or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't plan on, or race like this guy or that guy type of thing. I don't plan on doing nothing insane with it.
Yeah.
No, you no grudges or nothing?
I used to race it more when I was in A. This year and last year I was chilling with it because I knew the motor was smoking, and I like driving it, you know, so I didn't want to go blow it up and then have it down for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, let me enjoy it. But once I get the new motor in there, I'll be racing it, you know. Not like crazy grudge racing, but I'll be calling people out here and there, you know, having fun with it.
Any call outs you wanna?
Right now?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, I can't think of any, bro. I'll say with Frankenstein, we'll take any stock motor truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any stock motor
truck.
F-150?
Yeah. Blower truck, any blower truck, really.
Damn. Like Chevy and Ford or just Ford?
Chevy and Ford, yeah. I can't.
Ooh.
Shit, man, come on, man. There ain't no fast blower
Dang.
Chevy trucks. There's fast turbo. No, there's turbo Chevy trucks that are fast as shit, but I mean, they really ain't fast.
But they're probably not stock motor.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
But you said
bottom
stock
end type stuff like that. Yeah, there's some fast boosted Chevys, but they don't really got fast blower Chevys that I could think of.
Velocity. I know you and Velocity do a lot of work.
Yeah, he brings me a ton of
together.
21s, like 21 and newer trucks. It's a pretty nice little setup we got going on. So he does a fuel system, pulley, headers on a Whipple truck. Comes in, makes 850 horsepower, 900 horsepower, and the customer's happy.
Yeah.
They all work great. It does what it's supposed to do every single time.
Shout out to Russell.
Yeah. No, he brings me a ton of those 21s. He's got another 21 he's working on right now that should be pretty fucking fast too.
Yeah.
The blower truck.
Why the 21s and up?
That's what's hot. That's what's popping right now, bro. Like, I would say for every 10 21 trucks I tune, I probably tune 2 to 3 18 to 20s.
Okay.
It's just kind of dried up on these. Tuned all of them.
Yeah.
You know, so all the 21. These trucks made everyone go buy a 21 to 23.
Why is that?
Because these trucks were killing it. So everyone went and bought the 21 to 23 truck. They wanted to have the new truck. Unfortunately, they weren't able to be tuned for 3 years, 2 years.
Do they have a different, like, what's the difference between the front end or the...
Dude, there's a lot of differences.
If you can
motor's
speak on that.
completely different.
Really?
The block's different. The heads are different. They have different cams. They have variable displacement. Not variable displacement. Yeah, variable displacement. VDE. Where they shut off the cylinders.
Yeah.
They got the transmission for the most part is the same. They got a different valve body. Suspension shits. I haven't really got into the suspension, so I'm not too sure. Obviously, the exterior is completely different. Not completely, but it is pretty different.
Yeah.
Kind of like them more.
The 2024 models are not that great right now.
I haven't seen. I mean, we'll see how they look in person. You know how it goes. Everyone's like, "Man, that thing looks like shit," and they're like, "Yeah, it's starting to look good."
Yeah.
They see, and just the front looks weird.
It looks a little weird.
The headlights,
I think where the fog lights are, they look kind of weird. Oh no, it actually is both. The headlight's kind of more square.
Yeah, they're more square.
Yeah.
Real boxy.
Yeah.
So the 21s and up is where it's at.
That's what everyone's got.
Supply and
right now.
demand.
So I said like.
That's good to know because if I would have known and I would buy an F-150, I probably would have bought like an 18.
No, you could buy one of these too. As fast as they go, I'd say they're equal.
Okay.
As far as like speed, they're equal.
Yeah.
So it's just the 21s and up. That's what everyone's buying.
Yeah.
Because that's what's at the dealers. You know what I'm saying? And that's everyone always wants the newest truck.
Yeah.
It's just they have different computers too. They have a different computer, so that's why they weren't tunable for a long time. And
That's
they
crazy.
came out with that like last November.
Really?
I'm surprised that like 20 and 23 there are actually differences. I thought normally they just change the front end and just drop it off, you know?
Yeah. Well, so there's like there's 4 gens of these Coyote F-150s. The first gen is a still body 6-speed.
Well, if you can explain the year
2011 to 2014 is a still body 6-speed. 2015 to 2017 is the aluminum 6-speed. It's got a different engine too. And then 18 to 20 is the aluminum 10-speed, and then it's a Gen 3 engine.
Aluminum body.
Aluminum body, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 21 to 23 is a Gen 4 engine. Aluminum body, different styling on the outside too.
Gen 4. That's where it's at then.
Yeah.
Gen 4, yeah. That's where, like I said, everyone's buying the Gen 4s right now just because it's the newest truck. I mean, all like I said earlier, half of the guys that bought the 21s are all Chevy guys, really.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You see them, they had Chevys before and they went and got
It's like a type of people that get Android and then like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go buy an iPhone real quick.
But they don't tell anybody until later.
Yeah.
They don't want people to be like, oh, you switched up.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, man?
Disrespect the bow tie.
Yeah.
Nah, man. What about horsepower wise? Are all of them all equal 400?
So they're about equal. I would say they're
Gen
about
1
equal.
through 4?
No.
Okay.
No, Gen 1s, full bolt-on, man, you'll be lucky if you make 380, 360.
Ugh.
Yeah. You get some cams and do a Gen 3 bottom end, you can make some, probably 500. But Gen 2s, same thing. You'll be lucky to break 400. It's real hard. Like, they don't have enough compression. And they'll take, Gen 2s will take boosts like crazy. The Gen 1s, they'll split the block at like 600, 650 horsepower.
Damn.
Yeah. So a lot of people do Gen 3 swaps on those or Gen 2 swaps. Gen 3s, shit, man, they'll hold more power than most people got money to make. Same thing with Gen 4s.
Yeah.
So let me see what else. All motor, like a Gen 4 full bolt-on, anywhere between 460 to 485 horsepower. And with cams, I had one that made like 550 with cams. So that was pretty good. The Gen 4s, they don't have cams for them yet, but they make around the same full bolt-on, 460 to 480. Don't get those adapters, bro.
What adapters?
So the heads are different, right? So they have different bolt patterns for the manifolds. From 2011 all the way to 2020, you could use, all the manifolds are interchangeable. In 21, they got a new bolt pattern. So there's these adapters they came out with this fucking thick. They kind of look like that.
It raises the intake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the purpose of these intake manifolds is a shorter runner,
Yeah.
right? A shorter runner means you can rev it out higher. So when you put a fucking big ass adapter on it, you're making that shorter runner long again, and it makes 5 horsepower more.
Yeah.
So it's a little harder, but you got to modify the manifold to make it fit. And then when you make it fit, they make around the same horsepower as these.
We know y'all want those highly high ramps, but
Yeah,
it's not. You can't do it on the Fords, right?
Yeah. It looks like that. No, they make Holly high ramps for the Fords now.
Okay, nice.
But no, you know that joke, that April Fool's joke Holly had where they had a super high ramp?
Oh yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
So in the intakes, they have the. Let me get this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have the Boss 302 intake. And what other intake?
Boss, I thought you were gonna list them off. I was like, yeah.
That's the only one I know that they swapped to make more power.
Boss, the 2018 plus GT, GT350, Cobra Jet, and then you got the Hollies. So they're all decent. Well, a lot of people get real caught up on what intake manifold they're going with. I'm talking about like the all motor guys. Boosted kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you have something that's not the stock truck one, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people get real caught up on what intake manifold to go with, and
Then they get too technical with it.
yeah, there's some people they need to ask a forum what lug nuts to use.
Yeah.
Like they wanna ask a forum, then they wanna ask the tuner, and then they wanna ask their buddy, and then they wanna ask their uncle
That's
what
true.
lug nuts to use. So the same thing with the manifolds. Kind of I say at least get the Boss. I don't like the 2018 GT. The Boss manifold, the GT350. The Cobra Jet, to me, unless you got cams, is a waste of money. But Boss, GT350 are really good. GT350 is almost double the price of the Boss, though. So Boss is a really good option.
For the price.
Yeah, for the price. The GT350 make just a little bit more horsepower. But truth be told, most guys aren't going to be at... Most guys, like, it kind of doesn't matter for you. You're not going to be at the very limit of your truck because a lot of guys don't put in the work to get to that limit of the truck, where now you're like, damn, what are some things I could change? Let me put a different manifold on it.
Yeah. What about the Holly high ram? Is that?
They look like they're doing real good. I haven't put one on the truck yet.
Have you
No, I haven't
tuned
done
one? Oh
yet
damn.
either. But they look like they're doing pretty good. The only thing I see about them, they're metal versus these ones are plastic.
Yeah.
So it weighs a little bit more,
Yep.
and then it's gonna get hot too.
Oh, it's gonna keep the heat in. It won't the piss
Yeah.
it.
And that's one thing a lot of people don't know. IATs are huge.
Oh yeah.
So like, I have people send me data logs. I'm like, bro, why did my truck go so slow? And it would be reading like 170 degrees IAT. I'm like, man, dude, you fucking hold a hair dryer to it before you know, like 170 degree IATs, and it's like 70 degrees outside. It's like, man, you cool the fucking truck off, bro.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
probably go half a second faster.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so that's one thing I've seen about them. They're metal, so they retain heat a lot more than the plastic ones. But supposedly they look like they're doing pretty good. On par with the Cobra Jet.
You have a Holly Hiram on your F-150. Make sure you bring it to Automotive Labs so you can test
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah.
We got that 4-door truck. We're thinking of doing a Holly Hiram on his,
That's cool.
testing it out. So that one, like I said, that one I'm planning on breaking my record with it. So we're probably, he's got a GT350 right now. We're thinking of doing a Holly on it.
Any other recommendations for the Coyote? Like right now, you just gave us your input on the intakes.
I mean, there's so many different setups, man. But
What about headers or
headers. Velocity sells his headers now, so they're really good quality headers, badass wells. The whole thing, they bolt on pretty easy.
Yeah.
So they're long tube headers. They come with a wide pipe. Yeah, that's basic. Like you really always like that's part of the build, no matter what. It's getting headers.
Yeah. Unless you're turboed or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just depends on what you're trying to do. I mean,
But like, is there certain? What I mean is there certain like right now you said like just go. You're pretty much saying just go with Boss 302 because it's the price and there's slight variable difference.
Yeah.
But what about any other thing?
So a pretty good setup that I do really often is Boss Manny headers, ram air. So ram air is this little thing that comes out the front bumper.
Yeah.
And so Boss Manny headers and ram air. And with that setup, like on an 18 to 20 truck, or me driving it, they're not hard to drive, but a lot of people, like me testing it, no matter what, I'm going to get that truck to run like 1150s, 1170s pretty easily. And then some good weather, 11.1, 11.2, right? And that's just a bolt-on F-150 too. So
Yeah.
pretty good stuff. But that setup right there is pretty good. How have people? I did a YouTube video on a white truck that I went. That setup right there. The first night I took it out, bass tune. So the bass tune I send to everybody as their first revision. I ran a 750, and that's going to be like an 1150, 1170.
Yeah.
And just straight up, just pulled up and ran a 750.
Damn.
And I have customers that like, or I see people on forums or whatever, they've been chasing 11s for years.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's pretty simple, man. There's a lot of people kind of get too mixed up. They're over here worried about lug nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
What oil
They
to
get
run.
too technical for that shit. Yeah.
What's that?
They get too technical, like with certain
people get
things.
too worried about little shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I'm like,
That's true.
just go out there. I think most people should go out there and see how fast they can go with the truck tune only.
Yeah.
Before they start throwing shit at it. I'll ask that to some of my customers sometimes. Like they'll, like, hey man, is there any more I could get out of the tune? Most of the time the answer is no. I can't force more air into it.
Yeah.
I can't. That's just it. But I'll ask them, well, how fast have you gone so far? How fast have you gone to track? Well, I've never been to track. What do you want me to do, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna guess.
Just get a draggy, put that shit on your truck.
But no, it's part of it. You gotta educate them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, let them know, like, hey, you gotta get to the track. You gotta test. Get some seat time. I was asking, well, how fast have you gone? They tell me, I've gone 850s. I'm like, that thing's slow, man.
Yeah.
This guy over here, first revision, went 780s. Get to the track.
Yeah.
And I see them, their ITs are crazy. 60 foot sucks. Mile an hour ain't all right. How much does the truck weigh? 5,800 pounds or whatever. I'm like, take some weight out of it, man.
I had my toolbox full of in the back now.
No, it's kind of like that's a lot of tuning's customer service.
Yeah.
More than anything, helping these people out. That's one thing I've been trying to work on more too. The first couple of years, it was literally just me, and answering all the emails for everybody. It gets hard. So now I got a guy working for me. He helps me answer emails. I still do all the tuning. He helps me answer emails, and helping customers as much as we can get to their goals, getting that truck as fast as they can go.
Yeah. Nice. When you hear copy and paste tune, what comes to your head?
That guy's not a tuner. Whoever said that, like, not the person that they're accusing of copy and paste, but like whoever accused somebody of copy and paste, that guy's not a tuner.
Oh,
You know, he didn't know nothing about tuning either.
yeah.
Your favorite Coyote tuner, whoever it is. If it's me, I appreciate it. But whoever it is, me, it could be Lund or anybody in the world.
Yeah.
They're a reputable Coyote tuner, and they tune a lot of trucks. That first file they sent you, they sent to another 1,000 trucks. No matter what.
Yeah.
That first file they sent you, they sent to another 1,000 vehicles.
There's a base file.
That's the base file.
Yeah.
So people who say copy and paste, they're talking about base files.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like, yeah, that's the base file. We're gonna send you the base file. You want me to like sit here and spend 8, 9, 10, like 3, like shit hours on your tuna only truck? No, I'm gonna send you the base file that all these other trucks got.
Yeah.
Make sure it's working right. Make adjustments for your truck. Small adjustments, you know. Get the shift points right. Maybe your truck's not holding the throttle body the way it should. Maybe some small shit here and there, small variances.
Yeah.
And then get it as fast as we can get it go. But normally, like an NA truck will be done in like 2 revisions, maybe 3, if it needs it. But if everything's working right, shit. Like I said, that truck, I went 750s on the base file. I sent everybody. I kind of proved it to myself. I was like, man, I send this file to my customers and they be going slow. And I put it in this truck and I go run a 750.
Yeah.
Like, that's the same file you're getting as your base file. So anybody who says copy and paste, that guy copy and paste tunes. They're not a tuner and they're never around tuning.
Yeah.
Chevy tuners too. I mean, you think a Chevy tuner is going to sit there for 8 hours and dial in every single cam?
Yeah.
They're not. They're going to have their base file from the first time they sat there for 8 hours for that setup, and then they're going to put it in your truck, and then they're going to dial it in based on what your truck needs.
Yeah.
So that's what copy and paste means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we had another tuner and he said the same thing. You know, they get the graph and then they copy a graph and then they paste the graph, the base, and they tune off of that.
Yeah. No, it's that's different than somebody, you go to somebody, you pay them, and they leave you with the base file and they don't do anything.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
I offer something like that too. I call it a grocery getter tune. And it's kind of basically my base files. So I'll send you a base file, and like you'd say you don't give a shit about racing, you just want a little bit more power and a little bit of this and that. So there's a base file, and I don't do any adjustments for you.
Yeah.
So I sell that as an option. And then I have my other tune. That's one where I actually dial in your truck.
Yeah.
So if somebody's selling you a full custom tune and they send you that base file and they don't touch anything ever, that's a little fucked up. You know, every truck does need a small adjustment, but it's not going to be a huge, like this truck's tune's 100% different than that truck's tune.
Yeah. Talk about the shop. You know, you're 4 years in. You know, the Fords are pumping out. You're pumping out Fords like crazy, tuning them. You know, do you think you would bring the Ford platform up starting out? Like what it is now, you know?
Like if it's going to go further than now?
No.
Or
Like
what?
back then, in 2019, did you think it was going to be as popular?
Be where it's at right now?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, I kind of felt it, you know? Because it was spreading like wildfire, bro. Like my customers and stuff, they're spreading. Like this guy, every customer I tune will bring me like 3 or 4 or 5 more customers because they're doing so good. Especially people did not know the potential of the trucks back then, you know? But to me, just as simple as you got these Chevys that have a ton of work done. And these trucks are just being tuned only, like either being right there with them or gapping them.
Yeah.
Like that just shows you how much potential the trucks had. But yeah, I kind of felt it coming. I saw it, man. On the Chevy shit again. We'd have a lot of back in the day. We'd have a lot of guys like talking shit. Chevy guys talking shit. And no one fast. Just your average guy with a Chevy, and talking shit. Crawfish wasn't even a thing yet, you know, so it wasn't like crazy.
Yeah.
There was obviously like that 6-second truck. I think he was around back then too.
Oh, Brownie,
Yeah, stuff like that. But I mean, you know, most guys not even the same galaxy as most guys.
Yeah.
So people would be talking shit. I made a 10-minute long video of just my trucks gapping Chevys.
10-minute long?
Yeah, it's still there on my Instagram.
Damn.
It's 10 minutes long of just my customers. Like gapping Chevys. Because like I kept getting people like talking shit in the comments like, bro, come on. Yeah. Here's 10 minutes Like, watch it if you want, man.
They're all canned and like bolt on and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You fucking stock Coyote.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel now? Like,
I feel like there's a lot to go, man.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of work for me to do. And that's like I was saying earlier, you gotta know where you're at to know where you're gonna get to. If you think you're all the way up here when you're actually here, you're never gonna get up there.
yeah,
Because you don't know how to make a plan from get to this novice level to get to this level.
right.
You get me? So I think I still got like shit. Lund Racing, huge respect for that guy. Cause they've been tuning since, like I said, I was drawing cars, playing Gran Turismo. They got a shitload more years than I do. So I see that like, just stay on the same track, keep on going, keep on advancing, get better, get better, keep making my name solid. It takes years though, It's it's hard for people to trust, new tuners.
For sure, yeah.
It's hard for people to trust new tuners, especially.
Why is that?
So when I was working my engineering job, this one guy came by to explain how the controls worked for a plant, right? We sold compressors. So they explained how controls work for a plant. And one thing he said, it stuck to me, and it's real relevant to me today. The technology that is least understood is the first to get blamed. So it's the first, this fucking tire blows out. It's the tune.
Yeah.
Your brakes lock up. It's the tune. Whatever. So it's seen. Tuning is seen as like that thing that no one understands. So how's that guy gonna understand it? Type of thing. Look, you get me? So if some random guy comes out and starts saying he's tuning, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know you. Like this guy over here has been around for 30 years. And you're just some random kid that just got out of college. I don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to trust new tuners, whoever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Any advice to like maybe anyone that wants to get into tuning, or maybe just fixing up their truck?
So as far as tuning goes, if you want to be a tuner one day, there's a few ways to go about it. And I think the easiest way for you, just being realistic, for you as a person, as a young person, like thinking about you wanting to do this for a living, is how good you are at math and science. I'm not saying that it takes a lot of math and science to be good at this. It's just if you know that you are pretty good and you are pretty good at figuring shit out, you could probably start tuning on your own and figure it out. And if you're not, maybe you're taking math models or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I definitely ain't gonna be a tuner. Shit, hell no.
No, I'm not saying that you need to. You probably want to go work for a tuner.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
You probably go work for a tuner. You'll see how that guy tunes, and then basically you'll just do the same thing he's doing under your own name eventually.
Yeah.
Or if you are, let's say you can figure it out on your own, you could probably make your name for yourself without working for somebody first. But a lot of guys, they'll work for this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, that guy, and then they'll come out with their tunes.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad way to go about it, but you learn their way of tuning. And if you think that you can handle it pretty good, you probably can make your own way of, like, your own recipe.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Your own sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, your own sauce, your own method of getting to that final destination of making the truck fast.
What do you think about like Sam's tuning school and like the other tuning schools? They have Sam's, and then I know the one in Sealy, they do tuning school as well.
Hennessy,
they have a tuning school.
I think of it as you're reading a cookbook versus learning how to be a chef.
Yeah.
You get me?
I got you.
You're reading like a cookbook, like a recipe online on how to make a creme brulee or something like that, instead of learning how to be a chef and make your own creme brulee.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at that. Like I got my engineering degree. Not saying it's better than not getting, but with that I was able to kind of understand the theory behind it, where I want to get to, and then more than anything, the engineering degree, like if you're going to school for engineering, you think about it, you're a younger kid, it's not really so you're good at math and science, it's more so you can figure out problems. You get me?
Got you.
So you can figure out problems, and that's kind of like figuring out how to tune. You got to figure out problems, and you got to figure out how you're going to make this computer do what you want it to do. So those schools that show you how to tune like a Coyote, they're not really showing you how to tune a Coyote. They're like the kids. I guess they are. They're showing you this is a table you go to and you change this to do this to do this.
Yeah.
Versus kind of you figuring out your own way to do it. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I first started, I bought all the books. I bought everything I could. Those books that I bought, though, back in the day, they're more theory. They're more like you need to change. They're not telling you what to do exactly, but they're telling you like kind of the theory of what's going on inside the engine, or why you want the engine to do this.
Yeah.
Versus later on, when I got a little bit more money, I actually paid for some of those courses. This is after I got my engineering degree.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to tune like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was reading, I'm like, that's never how I would do it personally.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of like reinforce what I know. And I saw how they do it. And I'm like, well, that's just a different approach. You know, they're just showing a different approach. And,
Yep.
Pretty much you
it's
wanted
not
to
the
bring
way
your
I
own
do it.
sauce.
Yeah.
You want to get your own sauce.
It's not bad. You learn how to tune. You know, you learn. They'll show you exactly.
You learn the
what to do.
keyboard.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a lot easier too. Probably that going that way. Like me, where I'm at, and where I was, I never had anybody to ask, how do I do this or how do I do that?
Yeah.
Versus if you go work for a company or you go to one of those schools, you can ask your teacher, hey, how do I do this? Or you can ask your boss at your company, your tuning company, hey, the truck's doing this, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And you got that. I don't got nobody to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
The people I have to bounce off ideas off is be like Manuel, Russell, Scott behind me, but they know they're mechanics and they're really good at what they do. But as far as like manipulating a computer to get it to do what I want it to do, they that's not something they know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's probably easier if you go work for somebody, and it's easier if you go to like one of those schools. But
Yeah.
I do believe that's kind of one thing that separates you from being a chef from a cook. You get me?
Yeah.
Compadre want to be the Gordon Ramsay, bro. He don't want Gordon Ramsay. He doesn't want Gordon Ramsay getting screamed at type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's different. Them schools are high though. They're like 30,000.
Yeah.
They're high.
No, they're up there. I think at the end of the day, I paid around 55 grand for my engineering degree, 55,
Okay.
60 grand. So,
Not bad.
no. But no, they be charging, man. I think you're better off getting an engineering degree or a computer science degree than you are going to one of those schools. Because there's a lot of things that you can't Google. You really can't Google. It's never going to come up on Google. You're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're going to have to figure it out. I don't know. It's kind of hard. There's a bunch of ways to think about things. I think personally,
Different variables.
I think personally, you figuring out your own way to do it, you're going to be better off. But everyone's different.
Yeah.
You know, some people, like I said,
Some people might need that.
I think
approach.
that just being honest with yourself, I think that math metric is a pretty good metric, whether you should go figure out on your own or where you should go to one of those technical schools or you should go work for a tuner.
Yeah.
Because doesn't
it all depend like what type of learner you are as well?
Yeah.
Like you might need that professor to like, hey, give me your hand, you know?
Yeah.
Or you might be that one, be like, hey, well, you can figure it on your own. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I think that like that little math example is a good thing. Because I had a professor who taught linear algebra, and he made a pretty good point. It was like everyone has a different level of math where they can achieve. Some people get stuck at like algebra 1, you know, and that's it. That's all they're gonna, and that's fine. You know, they're good at something else. Some people, they can go all the way up to making up their own theories about mathematics. And depending on where you are, depends on whether you should go to a technical school or you should do your own, I think.
Guys, so what do you think about the podcast? What are your thoughts on the,
Shit.
you've seen us, on Instagram, YouTube, you know what I mean?
Seen us going everywhere
I
in
think it's
Houston.
cool. I think it's cool. I think what's the coolest thing about it is you guys are documenting what's going on right now in Houston. Like as far as the racing and stuff goes. So like our kids are gonna be able to see us, and like shit. If I die tomorrow, my daughter's gonna be able to see my, what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Cool. Like
awesome.
Russell too. Russell, like he can see what the hell Russell, because Russell Guy's videos, his vlogs, and stuff like that. But it's kind of a little different hearing a podcast version of it.
Yeah.
A longer version.
Yeah.
It is when they speak.
You guys got some.
in tune.
You guys got some haters in your comments, so they be hating on everybody.
Yeah,
I watched the Flacco one, and I saw people say Flacco don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my god.
I was like, bro, like.
Flacco
If you know
the ledge.
anything about racing or Chevys, you know Flacco's that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's that guy when it comes to tuning Chevys. So when I saw people say like, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like,
I know,
bro, you know.
Damn.
Now this,
That's insulting, bro.
what y'all should do one of these days, I don't know, the top liked hating comment, invite that dude on the podcast and have him talk about it. You know, like, so what's up, man? Tell me about your performance background. What you got going on?
Are you actually a mechanic yourself, or
Tell us about your 4.6, bro.
yeah?
Tell about your Trident. Oh, he's talking about the Tridents now.
Nah,
Yeah. Guys, look, we came to All Motor Labs. Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I think we covered all our bases, to be honest. We talked about Tridents again. We talked about F-150s, Coyotes, the fastest.
Tuning.
Well, who's the fastest F-150? Do you know?
it's going to be one of 3 trucks, OJ, Baby King Ranch, or Gringo.
Okay.
So those 3 trucks.
Oh, I haven't even seen Gringo race.
Yeah. No,
Not
that
yet.
truck's barely coming by. It's gonna be one of those 3 trucks, and they're fastest by like 2-3 miles, bro. Like the next fastest trucks, they're not even in the same time zone.
Damn.
Wasn't it like with King Ranch and?
I want to see
Minnesota?
Gringo race. I'll tell you that right now.
That truck's badass. They're all badass, but like I said, those trucks got like they're out in front by like 2-3 miles.
Yeah.
So
What-
Yeah. What I was saying, like, wasn't Midnight fixing that one? No.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
testing them. They're testing Gringo out right now.
I saw the video. They were like gonna do the OTM cruncher, and then none of them 3 were.
man,
They were right to it.
that's his thing, man. He likes to wait until a week before the event and then get it all together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
He probably works good under that, but
Under
sometimes
pressure?
it's just like
Yeah.
shit don't line up
Yeah,
the way you think it will.
Yeah.
Or you hope it will.
that's true. Especially modifying or performance or anything like that.
I mean, dude, you wait like one part that was supposed to be delivered yesterday that gets delivered tomorrow.
Yeah.
You fucked.
Sets you back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do
That's true.
so let me ask you this: on the F-150s, do you prefer 4x4 or 2-wheel drive?
It depends. 4x4 is so easy, man. I would say it's easy. It's easy to test. It's easy to get it to hook. Like my truck, man. Whenever if I want to get it ready for, if I want to do some street digs in my truck, by the time I have the suspension dialed in, I got to build a motor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're testing.
Yeah.
Anyway, 4x4, it's gonna make a pass. The adjustments you make are just getting it to sit right, but it's not gonna spin.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, you heard it here from Sergio. Sergio, we appreciate you. Let us in your clean shop. Damn, he got a bunch of intakes over there.
I nearly told him too.
Are you making that like port jobs or what?
No, those are all stock intake manifolds. That's one thing I say, man. No one's touched as many. I don't think anybody other than like a Ford line tech has touched as many F-150s as me, like with their hands.
Damn.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Compadre ain't
So
messing around.
here at All Motor Labs, y'all tune?
And I do intake manifolds mostly. I hardly do anything else.
Just intake
Take too much time because I got to get back to my
Tuning.
emails, get back to tuning. That's
Okay.
That's like been my goal all year long this year is like response time and customer service as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Fast as I can. I'm one man and I got helping me out with like simpler emails. But
Yeah. And then the intakes too, right? You
Intake
just
manifolds.
swap-
Yeah,
you
I swap them out. Take me like 30 minutes.
Any port work?
No, I sell ported manifolds.
Okay.
I sell ported manifolds,
By
but
who?
I don't port it myself now.
By who?
454 Chewy or my boy Angel.
Okay. Shout out to them, 454 Chewy. I know he's in Dallas, right?
He's in Dallas. They're good.
Yeah.
We do real nice work.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Guys, thank y'all so much for all the support. Shout out to Johnny Dang in the background.
Johnny Dang.
Johnny Dang,
Back at it
appreciate it.
again.
The real one.
You know, we're here, we're outside. We'll be in Dallas on Friday. But, I mean, we're pretty much
Booming.
wrapping it up, man. Right?
We were sleeping the whole last week, but we're gonna go hard this week, big dog.
Nah, we're
We got
going hard this
3 videos, excited. So we gotta say.
Anything else?
All right. That's it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for tuning in to Go Hard Podcast. Make sure you check out Sergio, All Motor Labs, Instagram. Are you on Facebook?
I don't really use it as much.
Okay. You have a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel. Yeah, All Motor Labs. If you want to get in contact with me, email info
email.
at automotiveresearchlabs.com. That's the. I don't answer DMs. It's just too many people to answer DMs. So emails, I keep track of it. You'll get a response.
Yeah. Email. We even set up the podcast through email.
He had to set up the podcast through email.
Yeah. So email him. Don't send the DMs. You want to get a tune? He's your guy. If you want to change your intakes, I wish I could see all those intakes right there because there's so many. It's like freaking intake shop, look, for real. To be honest,
The factory of intakes, big dog.
for real. Make sure you check out Ociel Team Billet _Team Billet for his TikToks and Instagram.
Facebook now. Y'all go follow me on Facebook. We finally did it, big dog.
Hey, finally did it. He's on Facebook. Then make sure you check out Go Hard Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Spotify and iTunes for the audio. Go subscribe to YouTube. Like I said, thank you all for the support. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, chicken grease.